this is one cool place. We're going to go inside. I had my retirement party here.
It was fabulous.
This is Delana Bean, and she's going to tell us about the Berry Hill Mansion. Let's go take a look at what happens from the old whiskey baron.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's talk about Mr. Berry. What was his full name?
George Franklin Berry.
Okay.
And he was actually born in Indiana, but brought here when he was just 6 weeks old. Mr. Monroe was his great uncle and owned the property first. And it was eventually passed down, of course, to George Franklin Berry and his wife, Mary Bush Berry.
In order to build a place like this, you probably could not have been a dirt farmer.
Definitely not. We were talking about bourbon money. E.H. Taylor, William Gaines, and Hiram Berry, which was Mr. George Franklin's father, all went together to form W.A. Gaines and Company, which distilled Old Crow bourbon. It also distilled E.H. Taylor bourbon, which are both still around today. Mr. Franklin Berry was also a part of that crew, and later sold his stock in the 1930s, late 1930s, and retired to Berry Hill Mansion.
So this is where they lived their lives out?
Yes, sir.
Now, at the time, how many acres were in
There
the
were
home?
well over 200 acres.
Oh, wow. So this was
It
way
was,
far-reaching.
It was vast.
So did they have any idea of the amount of money it took to build this place?
I know that the music room was added in 1913 at an estimated cost of $65,000. In fact, that's how much it is estimated that it cost to build the old governor's mansion in its entirety.
Wow.
There is a main part of the house, and then there's a servant quarters to the house. Upstairs you will notice entries from the hall for every room, and that was because servants weren't allowed to go directly in the main entrance. They had to enter through the hall entrance closest to where their person was. And Mrs. Berry herself, in fact, passed away holding the hand of her assistant, so to speak, of 45 years.
A lot of history here.
A lot of history. This is considered the period room, and that's because it holds a lot of history from the house, a lot of the original tapestries, an original table and chair, and a lot of the old bills and whatnot can be found over here. And the original painting from Paul Sawyer, the water print that was done, is actually hanging above our bookshelf.
How cool. I didn't know that. I thought I knew more about this place than what I did. I bet there's all kinds of little pockets.
There definitely are. I find something new every day.
So the golf course is over here. They call it Juniper Hills.
Yes, sir. And that is because originally this whole property was named Juniper Hill by Mr. Berry because of the numerous red cedars that went throughout the 200 acres. When the state purchased the property in the 50s, around 53, they purchased it for a whopping $50,000. When they bought it, they developed the park that we know as Juniper Hill and named it such in ode to Mr. Berry's original name to the land. And they named this mansion Berry Hill Mansion in ode to Mr. Berry. You can do events here. And if you are interested in doing any sort of meeting, wedding, reception, anything of that sort, all you have to do is contact myself, Delana Bean, at 502-564-3000.
Do you have a Facebook page? Any kind of?
We do. Berry Hill Mansion does have a Facebook page.
Okay.
You can also go to historicproperties.ky.gov. It tells you all about the historic properties that the state owns here in Kentucky.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.